20 years ago, I got off a similar plane and experienced Prague for the very first time. And ever since, I've wanted to create this program to share those same experiences with my students at CU Denver. The experience of being in a new country, new culture that is so rich musically and so rich in so many other ways. This trip was designed to help these students see that and experience it for themselves. From concerts to castles to mountain cities you've never heard of, this trip, 2 weeks of an immersive experience into this beautiful country, definitely changed the lives of these 12 students. There's this thing we call the Prague Walk. You go up to the castle which overlooks the entire city, and you walk through it past this beautiful cathedral, and you go down through the hills, you walk over Charles Bridge, through Old Town, and you end up here in Václavské náměstí. This is a place where so much history has happened, all through communism, before that, and even since. So this was kind of our starting place for the entire trip, to put this all in context for these students experiencing this place for the very first time. Getting to know your way around, being able to understand where we were staying in relative position to everything else in the city. From here, the students were really able to start the rest of the trip.
One of the largest things and main points of going to Prague was going to the School of Hamu and actually getting to work inside of their studios and do some recording. And we got to work with their lead engineer, Andre, and he was amazing. I can only imagine the amount of shows he's recorded and the amount of people he's taught.
It was also very easy to ask him questions. As somebody who is not too familiar with the equipment, he was very knowledgeable and very willing to hear me out.
One of the cool things one of my favorite things that we got to do on this trip was take impulse responses, which are pretty much like sonic snapshots of a space. So we took some red balloons and blew them up and used our ambisonic recorder, which is really cool because that gives us a 3D perspective of the snapshot, not just a single stereo recording. So we were able to record these balloon pops and ambisonics. So now we actually have a few sonic snapshots of the plays Wagner wrote, Tannhausen I think is what it was, and going into some of these churches, and my favorite was the last church.
Creating impulses is really a good way to learn about acoustics and musical spaces, but it's only part of the equation. While this was super unique and we got to go into some places and do this where no one else has ever been able to do it, we also got to experience music in its natural habitat. Prague was our home base, but from there we got to go to so many surrounding cities and areas.
The difference between Prague and some of the surrounding cities was actually pretty vast. Inside of Prague, it was seriously the hustle and bustle of a major city. There was metro and transit everywhere. Just going out to the surrounding cities, it was just really the countryside. It was crazy that we could travel 20-30 minutes at the most and be in a whole nother world where there were castles, and you just got to see the nature and the countryside, and it was beautiful out there.
There's no way to put everything from this trip into a short video like this. There's just so much that happened, so many things that the students felt, experienced, participated in, but I hope you can get just a little glimpse into this amazing program that we did.